And hello everyone, it's time for another flashlight review, and I feel fortunate enough to have one of the newer models from one of the newer flashlight companies out there, at least as we are doing this video. Manker has not been around very long, and they are producing a little line of flashlights, and here's one of their products, one of their recent products. This is the Quinlan T01. And so officially they would call it the Manker Quinlan T01. And as it says right here, it is a AA flashlight, and it has an amazing amount of power for the size that it is. So anyway, here we go with Manker, and the nondescript box doesn't give you any information of any kind. It's just a very, you know, almost like a recycled kind of material here. So minimal packaging, and inside the box, as you can see, what starts to pop out right away is the instruction manual, which is rather extensive. It is written in both Chinese and English, so if you are prone to Chinese, you have a whole array here of Chinese literature, and if you turn it around, you have more Chinese literature. I guess we had it backwards. Alright, this is the English side. So yeah, just unfold the whole thing, and it will make a lot more sense to you. So anyway, here is the English manual, and has a whole lot of information about the flashlight. I will try not to make this video too long, but there is a fair amount to say about the Manker T01. A couple of things here to obviously make mention of. It uses a CREE XPL-HI LED, which is one of the newer LEDs at this particular time. Its peak lumen intensity is 900 lumens if you are using a rechargeable 14500 battery. If you prefer to use a NIMH rechargeable or even an alkaline battery, its peak lumen output is 500, and that's not too bad for a AA flashlight. So anyway, that information is all right here. It has several different modes. It has low, medium, high, turbo, plus a couple of flashing modes and so forth. It's also waterproof, impact resistant, and of course it'll stand on its end as a candle. And it has the entire sequence here written out as to what the light can do, because it divides itself into two different modes. As you can see right here, it has a general mode and a pro mode, and the pro mode is sort of like a programmable feature of the flashlight. You may or may not feel that you really need to use it, but if you want to, it's there. And it does point out here that it has strobe, SOS, and location beacon. And within the Pro mode, it adds a couple of extra flashing modes. As well as those three, it also has a constant current turbo mode, which will keep the flashlight on as bright as possible for the duration of the battery. And it also has a battery indicator section within that flashing Pro mode area, where it'll flash the voltage of the battery, and then it has the section here in which you would customize the brightness levels to one of three different modes within each regular mode. 3 different lows, 3 different mediums, 3 different highs, and 3 different turbos. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but I'll try to clarify it as we go along here. And in this section here, it does give all the different lumen outputs for each different mode, whether it be with a AA battery or a 14500. So there's a lot of information in this manual, and it certainly is helpful to have all that, because without it you'd be pretty lost. Anyway, within the package, you don't get a whole lot, but the flashlight pretty much takes care of everything. You do get a little, an O-ring here, and a very large package with one little O-ring. It does come with this lanyard, which was already attached when I opened it the first time, and it has a pocket clip attached to the light, and here it is, all nestled in its little foam bed. and it's very small. It's only 3.3 inches long and has one switch here on the side which covers all the operations of the flashlight, and nothing on the bottom except that it tail stands without any problem at all. I'm actually not, it does have this name here on the edge, on the side. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I can only say Godmez, but that's what it says here about the T01. I believe it was sort of a switch from that to Manker or something along those lines when the company was first introduced. But anyway, be that as it may, that's what it says on the flashlight, and it also has something here, a little a diagram, if you will, to show which way the battery goes. So anyway, speaking of battery, let's take the cap off. And you have a spring here in the cap, and you don't have a spring in the head. It's just I can't see that in there anyway, but anyway, it's just a regular head connection up there. And the battery, what I have here is a 14500. This happens to be a non-protected IMR, a 3.7 volt. Now, one thing that has been noted by myself and by others whom I've read reviews from, the flashlight does seem a little bit fussy about the size of battery. Now, a 14500, obviously, I mean, a lithium battery does come often in, you know, they'll differ by a millimeter or two, and that's the point. This one is unprotected, so it has no protection circuit. But batteries that do have protection circuits that I have tried in it of this size will not fit. I mean, it does fit, but the flashlight won't work because the connection just isn't there. You have to turn the tail, you have to turn the tail cap too tightly down on top of it, and it doesn't make contact. So unfortunately, if you have some 14500s around your house, you may find one that works. These ones from eFest happen to work beautifully. I have a couple of others, and one from Olight, which does not work at all. So it all depends. If it's a couple of millimeters bigger, this is 50 millimeters tall, long. If it's a little bit more than that, it may not work. But the other thing, of course, is it does work beautifully on rechargeable NIMH, AAA batteries, or standard alkaline. But standard alkaline is not recommended because it really won't keep the light very bright for very long. And the NIMH will be a much better choice for this flashlight. And of course, you'll get the highest output of all with the 14500. So, okay, all that being said, so you see how well this one fits in there. Oh yeah, you have the threads on here, which are pretty nice, and it does have the lockout. The threads are designed so you can lock out the light to prevent accidental activation in a pocket. Once it's screwed all the way on, you would just, you know, unscrew it a half a turn, and the flashlight would be locked out. Okay, so as we twist this on, and even with this battery it can sometimes be just a tad, okay, it's fine. Anyway, so what you have here is a CREE XPL-HI LED. It's set it's set quite far down there in a smooth reflector, so the throw on this is absolutely incredible. It is a real thrower of a flashlight. And the beam itself is rather narrow and very spot-like. So the added throw on here, it has the throw listed at 925 feet or 282 meters. That's a very long distance. 925 feet for a little flashlight of this size. Okay, let's turn a bit of light off here and cast a beam and see what we can do. Okay, whoops, I forgot about one more light, if you'll excuse me for half a second. Okay, there we go. Alright, so to turn it on, all we do is click and hold the switch. You got to push the switch and hold it for a second, and then it will turn on. I will demonstrate the general and pro mode here in a second. What I have here is Okay, there we go. I'm in low mode right now, but I'm in one of the higher modes of the low mode. This is not as low as it will go. It will go lower than this. So actually, let me do that. Okay, to change, right now I'm in the Pro mode. So to change the modes, first of all, it has to be off. And then I have to push down the button and hold it, and keep holding it until the light flashes. Okay, there it goes. It just flashed and it turned off. Now it is in the general mode. So now if I click and hold, it will turn on, and now it is in the lowest mode, which is about 1 lumen. And perhaps you can see it in there. It's a very good, obviously very low light for seeing in complete darkness. So this is low mode. I'll just give it a tap and we will be in medium. And then I'll give it another tap and we'll be in high. And then I'll give it another tap and we'll be in turbo. So now this here that we are looking at will be just about 900 lumens, because I'm in the turbo mode. So this is about 900 right here. If I give it a tap, it'll go right back down to low, and then medium, high, turbo. Now from any mode, I can get into the flashing modes just by double clicking. And here is strobe, and then one click gives us SOS, and another click gives us location beacon, which is helpful, of course, if you need to know where the light is, if it's somewhere, or you need to signal someone that that's where you are, or it can be extremely disorienting to an attacker or something of that nature. So now we're in location beacon. If I just click it again, I'll be back in strobe, and then double click it, and double click it, thank you, and we're back in low mode again. Now the other modes, which I told you about a few moments ago in the Pro mode, I would have to, of course, turn it off and then turn it on and hold it, and then it will double flash just like that and shut off, and now we are in the Pro mode. So that's what I was in initially when I turned it on. I was in Pro mode to begin with, but still I have to hold it to get it to turn on. And this is the low mode in Pro, which I have set to a little bit higher than the general low. And then of course I have medium, and we have high, and we have turbo. Now the programmable feature can be accessed from any one of these modes just by holding the button down, or actually double clicking it, I'm sorry, double clicking it, and that will go into strobe. And then of course when I hit it again, it will still go through the same flashing modes as it did in the other mode, because this is SOS. And then if I click it again, it'll still be, or still go into a location beacon. Then if I click it again, it's in constant current turbo mode. And that's what it's doing right now. It's in the turbo mode, which it will stay in for as long as the battery can sustain this amount of brightness. And I'm not sure when you would need this, because it's the same turbo mode as the other turbo mode was, and it will also start to get quite warm after a couple of minutes. Now if I click it again, I am now in the oh, I know what this one is. This is telling me how much voltage the battery has. So this is the battery indicator voltage flashing right now, and it's flashing in stages of 25%. So with each flash, it's telling me the battery is 25% full. It's going 1, 2, 3, 4 actually. So it's telling me the battery is pretty much full. So that's what it does, is it continues to flash, and reads out the battery voltage in increments of 25%. Now if I click it again, I'm now in the programming mode feature, and in this feature it will just keep ramping through 3 different brightness levels of each output. So I can set it right here to what I want, and say I want it on the lowest low, I just click it. And now that's memorized, and now it's moved on to medium. So now if you can actually see what it's doing, it is incrementing very slightly. If you can see that, it's incrementing in medium mode the different brightness levels that are available. So again, all I would do is click it, and then it's set, and then it moves on to the next mode. Right now it's in high because I just set it in medium. So now we're in high mode, and again it's incrementing very, very, very softly, if you will. It's incrementing in little tiny bits here. I think you can probably see it doing that. So it's going 1, 2, 3. There it goes again. So I just click one and set it, and then it moves on to the next level. And right now it's in turbo mode. So right now it's flashing in 3 different stages of turbo. But you know, they are almost very difficult to see in some instances because it really isn't that much of a difference. Low mode perhaps makes the most difference of any of them, and it really does. Low has the most amount of difference in the flashing modes, but right now it's flashing 2 and 3. So then I just click it, and then it's already set, but then it takes me into strobe mode after I do that. So I have to click it again to. But anyway, the point of the matter is that I just set all those 4 modes, and to turn it off I would need to hold it, and then it would turn off. And then of course to come back on again is just a press and hold, but it will then be in, seems to be quite warm for the moment actually. Hold on one second while I get a light over here. There we go. So anyway, I just finished setting all those modes in the programmable feature, and then it went to strobe as soon as I finished doing that, and then I just clicked it and turned it off. So that's pretty much what you do with the flashlight, and those modes, oops, pardon me, those modes will be memorized, and they'll also stay memorized even through a battery change and so forth. So you can switch out the batteries, you can go back and forth between that programmable setting of the Pro mode and the general mode, and those memories that you have set on the other mode will still be there when you go back. And as I say, even through the battery change, they will still be there and so forth. So that's very handy to know that you're not going to lose those as you go through other features of the light and even change batteries and so forth. You're not going to lose those programmable features. But if you wanted to change one of them, if you said, oh, I don't like the medium on that, I want to change it, or I don't like the low, I want to change it, you have to go through each and every setting and change each of them again at that point. So to change one means you change them all. But basically that is the Manker Quinlan T01 LED flashlight with its amazing, powerful spotlight of a beam. And if you'd like to view additional pictures and of course some of my outdoor shots, and even check my page here, my channel, in a little while, because I may do another video just showing the outdoor power of the flashlight, because it is quite amazing to see, and especially for the throw on it. So I will probably do a video on that. But in the meantime, if you want to check my review out, the link is right here within the description, and that'll be at lightsandgear.com, where you can also make a purchase of the flashlight. And actually, I think that link might be below as well. But that is it in a nutshell, the Manker Quinlan T01. I hope the video was clear. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You can also like it and share it and so forth, and let the world know that Manker is out there making tiny flashlights of amazing amounts of power. But thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.